Hi, I'm Daisy,
Hi, I'm David.
and we're the MSA Crusaders.
Welcome back to another episode of MSA Crusaders. Today we're going to talk about what motivates you. So, David, tell me what motivates you.
Chocolate frosted flakes. Let me tell you, those are the best things in the world.
Yum.
Seriously, what was MSA? What motivates me is my family. I mean, I can't say any more than that. Anybody with a family knows. Anybody with the kids knows. You know, you
Grandkids.
or grandkids, yeah, aunts, uncles, whatever, right? Godfathers, goddaughters. If you have a family out there somehow, somewhere, um, that will motivate you. And I'll tell you another secret. If you can motivate yourself, that's even better. Because sometimes doing things for other people is not fulfilling to yourself, even
Right.
though it's family or friends. But if you can motivate yourself to do things that you want to do, it becomes more fulfilling and you do more things that you want to do.
Well, speaking of family, you've probably seen on Facebook the picture of my granddaughter and the purple tissue.
Yep.
The day after I dressed her up and we did a photo shoot, I walked up 5 stairs pretty much for myself.
I heard that. Yeah.
That was very
Did,
motivating.
so what made you want to motivate? Sorry, what made you want to actually um decide to walk up any stairs at all?
I hadn't done it in months. And I just had something to tell me I can do this. So I think of Raylan as my ray of sunshine. Yes, but she's also a carrot for the horse.
Yeah, absolutely.
It gets you going. Because I was going to say, it's hard to use motivation.
Yeah, because everything's been sucked away from us. Yeah, I agree.
So another thing that motivates me is the fairy garden. You laugh
um,
now, but it's a place that I can go and tell my husband, put the house over here, put the fairy here, there, and there. Sign, fairy garden sign. But it's something useful that we can do together. And he can go in a place he can go to when I'm gone.
that's that's true. It's loving.
I can go up there, sit on the bench, and just look at what we built together.
For the record, she said bench with an E. For for the closed captions.
Bench.
um, I think that's absolutely wonderful. Um, there's only so many ways you can be remembered. And I know this sounds bad, but you know, videos, letters, like digital stuff, old photography, but also things around the house. It could be an office or picture frames, or like you said, a garden type structure where people can go and just not see something beautiful, but actually sit down and reminisce of unfortunately what was that no longer is. You know.
And you know what else motivates me? Is I'm writing a book that I said I was going to write. I stopped procrastinating and I'm writing the book. So yes, David, you're going to be in a book.
I was going to say, is my name going to be in this one?
Yes, and a good thing that I want you to know is I have two MSA patients that are going to write poems. Carrie Carpenter is going to write a poem to go in the book.
A poem. Wow.
You know Carrie Carpenter, right?
Yes. Yes. She's been on there before, right?
Yes. And then another MSA patient by the name of her last name is Saunders. Can't remember the first name.
Saunders, yeah, we say patients. They're going to write a Ford, or both are going to write poems.
They don't write poems.
Good. Don't ask me to write a poem. I can't. Roses are red, violets are blue. I don't know what you're saying. Boo. I can't write any poems. So you can have my picture in your book. Is that okay? It could be the front cover.
Oh, no.
It would definitely sell out first edition.
Write in the comments. We want to hear what motivates you. I'm changing the subject from David.
Make sure it's in color, glossy film. Yeah, motivation is something that is part of the frontal lobe, I think. And here's the problem. And you said it yourself, you've procrastinated, so have I, so has other patients in MSA. But when we lose the executive function of our frontal lobes as the brain cells start to deteriorate, we don't lose necessarily the motivation, but we lose the reward sensation or
Yes.
satisfaction. So if you're never happy because you did something or accomplished something, what in the world can motivate you to do something else? So it's very hard to sit here and say every day and say, I'm going to do something, or I'm going to do something better. I'm going to make a garden or hang a picture or whatever, right? I'm going to clean the house, because you can't have motivation without actually having some type of reward complex in your brain. So it's very hard to actually start doing things.
Exactly.
So how many gnomes are you going to have in your yard?
I'm just got fairies and mushrooms.
Just fairies and mushrooms.
I've got some frogs that glow in the dark.
Frogs are okay.
Solar powered. And I've got some mushrooms that are solar powered that make the windows light up and stuff.
Mushrooms or shrooms?
Shrooms.
Shrooms.
And then I've got, those big ceramic shoes that are baby shoes that are in the garden.
I haven't seen it before.
Well, I'm gonna use that and put the store on one of them. That's the door.
Oh, the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Kind of like this SpongeBob and Bikini Bottom.
And then some are.
Are those magnets or what are those?
Those are flowers over the door.
Okay.
And then I got this.
Ooh, that's spooky.
It's the mushroom house.
Yeah, it's spooky. It's kind of like a Halloween-ish.
Oh, it's two things. That's pretty good. Let's see this one.
I like it. Oh, there you go. Now that's spooky. There you go. That's the Wicked Witch of the West. Your mushroom.
Yeah, mushroom.
How many mushrooms are you going to have?
I got 3 coming that light up. And I got 10 frogs coming in the mail. They glow in the dark, so that'll be neat.
Are you getting pain medication for your husband to after he's done putting these things down on the ground?
No. But that's more of these kind of little houses to stick around.
Yeah.
Then I have silence and fairy garden. So it's just something that we can make together out in the yard. Gets me out of the house.
Yeah, when you say make together, you mean you point, he does.
I'm the foreman.
You're the foreman. Absolutely. Yes, Supervisor Daisy.
Right?
I would not work for you. No.
Put this on. No, right. Where's the
No, to the left. No, more. Even more. Well, now I just gotta get a little whip or something to hit him with.
But
That's motivation.
you have to find something that you can do in our situation. So we can't really draw anymore. And can't write without pecking the keywords.
That's true.
Can't write. I can't do that.
We have no penmanship at all.
No. They just give autographs.
Yeah, I have my kids sign for me now. We medical document. Here, kid. Start filling it out.
I have my husband's
Yeah,
company.
yeah.
Have you
So
got advanced directives right now?
again,
Do you have an advanced directive?
yes,
Do you have last will and testament?
yep. All from the lawyer.
I have some jewelry that was my mom's, and I still have my mom's. It's 50-year-old wedding dress that I'm gonna give to my granddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's jewelry for my granddaughter. That's all.
It's a 50-year-old wedding dress.
Yes, it was my mom's.
Oh, I was gonna say, what age did you get married at? 8, 2.
There,
I'm glad you filled me in there. Okay.
yeah, that's my mom's.
Well, this chain. There are two things that we bought with when my father died. You know, I've taken this chain off probably 4 times in my whole life since 1999, and it's just a chain because it means so much. It's going to be giving back to my mother, you know, wife, my late dad, and she's going to be like she's try to make chains out of it, like for her and the family, you know, for me to remember me by and stuff like that. So yeah, it's nice to have gifts like that if you can. Um,
Sentimental.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I mean that's what I do. Besides is you know, I told you before about my USB hard drives. I'm even personalized for my kids. You know, videos and pictures and thoughts and things like that. You know, you gotta have some good memories to leave behind. I even got my wife. It was delivered yesterday for Mother's Day. I bought her. She always wanted a Japanese cherry blossom. So we're tomorrow when it's 70 degrees, we're going to go outside and plant the tree that will grow for a long time. Kind of compliments of David.
Oh shoot!
What future for?
Never mind. You see him with my Grover,
Yeah.
but I'm
What's,
gonna look it up.
what's yours for?
I'm reading for my annual member box for videos for my granddaughter,
Oh, okay.
and I've got Zoom backgrounds like that for each of the story that each card I'm talking about. Like her first day of school, I got chalkboard with apple and first day of school on it. And I got first day of junior high. I got schools and school and something else in the background. Then up to her getting married, I have a wedding dress back of Holly.
So you're making videos for her
Yeah,
with special backgrounds for like each year or each life milestone.
also, yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. That's very nice.
Uh,
Now you gotta make sure to put somewhere that they're not gonna be thrown away or deleted.
right. I got them from TV. It didn't even say Angel Memories, but after I got them in the box, Angel Memories. So I thought that was fitting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got it from where?
Timu,
Timu.
Timu.
Timu. Yeah. Oh, well, trust me, everyone knows about Timu. It's just Shane.
And they were only $10.
That's good. Yeah, they have a lot of nice stuff. They really do.
That's from a fairy garden stuff.
Unbelievable. So we need to delete that app off your phone
Uh,
because you know your fairy garden is only going to grow. It's not going to shrink. So it's not going to stay the same.
yeah. Well, I was buying my granddaughter's stuff on there every month, but she's 4 now. So I split it half. Fairy garden stuff in half. Half my granddaughter. Because I got up to her birthday, so she's 4 years old.
Okay. She's for it. She's 4 now or no? No, she's just born, right?
Yeah, she is for, but
Yeah.
I got stuff for her
Oh,
birthdays.
planned up until 4.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're way ahead of me.
I haven't seen her Thursday.
That's nice.
I haven't seen her for a month. I'll get upset.
It happens. She's a busy lady. But
Cutie pie.
what's your husband doing?
It's steady to go away.
You tell him I say, hey. Yeah. I think so just for some statistics, those of us that have MSA or wonder about MSA, um, apathy is actually a symptom of MSA. I mean, it's a mental cognitive symptom, but it's a symptom which because MSA often affects the motivation and reward pathways of the brain, which leads to apathy, which basically is a distinct lack of interest or drive to do things.
Or
So
focus.
true, yes, was this was it's not sadness or fatigue, though it can be alongside those things. Those items can be common, but it's to complete this lack of interest or drive. So, you know, that's what we have in to say. It's just not one piece of the brain that's affected. It starts to spread, throughout the cells of the brain, the messenger types of cells. But also that the motivation, there's key neurological changes in the brain which disrupts the brain chemistry and the circuits responsible for initiating and sustaining motivating behaviors. Um, basically the dopamine. So when we lose our dopamine because of our MSA, we it's hard to initiate to actually get up and do things, or do whatever, whether it's wash dishes or plant a fairy garden, right?
But you better be careful with compulsive shopping.
Yeah, you know, compulsive shopping and depression go hand in hand for MSA. I know what that feels like. My credit card knows what that feels like.
When I was born, my whole bed was covered with stuff from
Yeah,
I bought her because I was compulsive. It's
yeah,
hilarious.
it's true though. It's very true.
I said, like, slow down, Mama. She's not here yet.
Yeah, you might be a what do you call it? Not a hoarder, but you may be like a hypochondriac when it comes to your granddaughter. Gotta have this, gotta have that. I'm planning. You're already planning up to her marriage, so that
I'm
says a
no
lot.
past that. I've passed that to our first child.
Wow,
Of that order.
that's crazy. Well, I mean that's that's special, especially considering how in both our cases we are different physically, right? Our condition, but the physical symptoms that we have limits our motivation, right? Um, Such as people in the say yourself and myself, we have severe fatigue, motor difficulties like my speaking, right? Rigidity, slowness, ataxia, um, dizziness from blood pressure, which all reduces a person with MSA's energy capacity to do things, making it challenging to feel actually motivated. So I mean, like you're already like you spoke about taking 5 steps in the beginning of the video, which is the greatest thing I could have heard from you, right? Because that was motivation. Because you're right now, I mean, you're literally in a power chair, power wheelchair, and it takes a lot for somebody to get out of that chair to try to do anything because it's so comforting to be in that chair, right? It helps you in so many ways, walking, getting around the house, kitchen, food, whatever. So you know, our physical symptoms is probably one of the biggest things that affects us as far as motivation as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't even hardly go around the house in my chair because I'm always running into things.
it's okay. We put little stops, like little wood stops, like with nails on before you hit stuff. Well, put you in like a rope. Like, well, to tie a rope to your chair, you can only go so far.
I told my husband these little things and stuff that I have on doorways. It's just stuff here to remember out.
Hitting every door frame.
So many chunks of shit. Chunks of paint off of it.
That's okay. If it's made of strong
And
wood, you're okay.
the couch is pushed up into the wall. Oh, really well.
It's what now?
I'm sharing the end of the couch up, pushing it into the
Oh
wall.
yeah.
Because I keep hitting it.
As long as it doesn't break, we're okay.
And I have to go up these ramps and down these ramps to get my den.
Yeah.
And I have to be careful not to fall off the ramp. Yeah.
Oh no.
So, and I do walk all the way from the den to my bed.
You do walk at nighttime.
Yeah.
To go to the van.
The den.
Oh, the den.
To my bed.
Oh, okay.
Up the ramp. To the,
You walk.
that's my assistance.
It's still walking. How many steps is that?
How many steps is that? 50, 80.
There you go. I mean, I have a bi-level, and this computer room is downstairs, my office, and I walk up and downstairs every day just to get to my computer. So I completely understand. Like it's you have to keep walking, right? Motivation.
Yes.
The hard thing is with MSA, the emotional, the emotional taxing and grief, frustration, anxiety, depression we get because we can't do something.
It's
Um,
grieving.
yeah,
We're grieving ourselves. We're losing ourselves. Our our families are already grieving for us because they see us losing ourselves.
yeah. But they don't see what we feel in ourselves, right?
But in all sense of anger.
Yeah. Well, that's what profoundly decreases a person's energy, desire and energy to participate in life and pursue goals, right? I mean, I love playing World of Tanks on my computer, a game, but even though I can adjust my mouses and keyboards and stuff to very different settings and sensitivity, it's still difficult at best to do it because it's hard. So
Double clicking your mouse and stuff.
yeah, well, yeah, trying just trying to double click itself is hard. I'd be triple clicking and right clicking and stuff. So I stopped double clicking and I start right clicking now. So I found a way around it. But yeah, doing the simple things right is very hard to do, which just kills the motivation. No matter what it is.
For sure.
But there are ways of adapting and coping, right? We have assistive devices like canes, walkers, wheelchairs.
I think just don't give up. Find a way to get wherever you want to go. To do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Don't give up. If you give up, I think that's the end.
Of course it is. Yeah.
So don't give up. Fight. That's why they say we're crusaders. We're fighting.
Yeah. We're conquering new ground as
Exactly.
crusaders in a good way, not in the Viking or the Knights Templar type of conquering, not that type. It's hard though too. It's hard to uh, it's hard to keep the motivation to actually go forward and do things. The coping, because MSA is so progressive, right? Like you just said, we have to find new ways to manage our symptoms, maintain quality of life, um, and navigate the healthcare systems. So we just aren't fighting a disease. We're fighting a way to walk again, to try and walk again, to try and do a normal life. We're fighting doctors. We're fighting insurance companies. We're fighting our bodies to go see our grandkids or children or family somewhere else. Those things are very off-putting, especially like you said, we talked about earlier about, you have an issue getting a food tray for your chair. And to me, it's like, it's a no-brainer. You should have something that's right close to you, so you don't have to use something else that's going to spill on you and possibly burn you really bad or whatever. But going through things like that, right? I mean, I've had insurance issues too with other things, and it can be very depressing.
Very frustrating.
An insurance saying no to something, whether it's a food tray or medication that I'm taking, right, can derail us mentally to where we just go into depression because, like,
we get what we need.
Yeah, especially when it comes to medication, right? Like, we have to have certain things, or like Sarah, or we die. So it can be very depressing.
But
And
you're Mr. Advocate, so keep fighting.
yes,
Words from Sassy there.
yes, that's best words to live by. Which goes into my last thought, what you just said, including Sarah. Motivation is not just trying harder. It's important to recognize that reduced motivation and apathy in MSA is often a direct result in the disease process and not a lack of effort or willpower on the part of the individual. So, for me and my kids, my kids are growing up. They're 20 and 13, right? So, but they're still growing. I can tell them to try harder because they can do physically and mentally, they can do better. But persons like you and me and Sarah and Paul and everyone else, right, Gary, you just can't say try harder.
Sarah, this
we
is
can.
Sarah's been in the rehab, and Eric is in rehab now.
Yeah, Sarah's been there. How many days was it? She said 300 or something.
6, 7.
No, it was so many months she was. I saw something higher on one of her posts.
That was like 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months. I'm sorry. Yeah, but we can't tell them to try harder because the disease won't let them try harder. Now me, the disease seems to have after the stem cells has decided to not really affect my walking as much. It's still getting worse now because I need to go back, which I am, but because of the stem cells, I did try harder, and I was able to do more things. I go down to San Antonio and say hi to you guys and stuff like that. But at some point, we can't get that effort is not worth it to try harder because
the last episode I had was with Carrie, and I read that. Yeah. And we were getting a lot of responses from that this time.
From where?
On Facebook.
Oh yeah, there's been times replies.
We've been getting a lot of responses on our episodes in the past. And I was going to keep responding. That's how we know that you're listening, and we want to give you what you want to listen to.
That's true. Yeah, if you're, we appreciate everyone who takes time out of their day to listen to podcasts on a weekend, the morning and afternoon, the evening, a drive to work, drive home, or whatever. We appreciate that. it's you guys that are giving us great feedback as far as what you want to talk about, what you want to hear, because we both have very different takes on MSA. And again, our goal is not to give medical advice, but to help others to learn from our mistakes or give insight and knowledge about programs and treatment options that are available to help encourage. Right, we are literally on a podcast, AZ, you and me together right now. The only reason we're here is to help motivate others. That's the only reason why we're doing this. It's not because of money. It's not because of a fairy garden or all the mushrooms and frogs you're gonna have. Right? It's to help people. So yes, we definitely want to hear from our audience. If they have any questions about anything.
And I want to say we got some really great shows coming up. We got some guests returning. We've got Joe Lindahl from Mission MSA, and we've got Paul Gibson. We've got
Dr. Dahl, huh?
Oh, that was a secret guest. You let the cow there.
It's okay. People want to hear from a doctor that's leading a clinical trial for MSA research program. They want to. So by saying it now, we will attract more listeners down the road.
That's true.
Yeah, I do too. I want to see how TAC 341 is. I really do.
This Friday we have Dr. Dahl.
Well, we're recording on Friday, so it'll be posted next week.
Yeah.
So
and
sometime
we're gonna have Carrie Moss and her some of her doctors.
Who's Carrie Breen?
Someone that does a real theory.
Okay.
So we have some really interesting stuff coming up.
Absolutely. A lot of questions to be asked and a lot of
advice.
Knowledge to be learned. I say wisdom too.
Advice. Yeah. And so, since it's coming ahead of time, we want to know what questions you want to ask.
For who? Which questions for who?
For Dr. Dahl, for Carrie and her not therapy.
Yeah, any of our guests. I received so many after we posted the stem cells both on here, MSA Crusaders, and my YouTube channel. Getting so many questions of people asking 1,000 different questions about how, who, what, when, where, why, how, and when. So yeah, definitely, if you guys hear something or you want to hear from Carrie from a woman's perspective, from somebody who sings or dances, whatever, my perspective, from a male perspective, a father figure, whatever. But if you guys have any questions for us, our audience, or our guests and doctors, please say something. We do definitely want to help out and fill in the blanks.
Oh, I have somebody that's me that lives in Turkey. Our mom lives in Turkey and she has MSA. And the daughter lives in Los Angeles. She reached out to me and she said she really enjoyed our show. That is what gives her knowledge to tips to tell her mom to keep her strong. So that meant a lot to me.
It does. And there's a lot more of those out there than you think.
And we got an email from someone. Did you see that? I forwarded it to you.
Not yet, no.
So we'll get some questions and some responses. So send more.
Send more. Absolutely. Yeah, questions. Otherwise, we'll have to keep talking about your fairy garden.
That's okay. Or Raylan.
Poor Ray. Ray. Yeah, you gotta have a mushroom or gnome that looks like her in the garden.
No, it's really scary. Random looks a lot like me. She really does. And if I Google for Google Photos, you can search for somebody.
Yeah.
I put my name in there. It brings up pictures of Raylan.
From like as you as a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that before. It's amazing how Google tags people, and it was pretty accurate too. Yeah,
I thought that was pretty neat. I really did.
yeah, definitely. Pro tip: go to Google Photos and tag all your friends and family, and Google will create some really great memories of your life and their lives and stuff. Good moments.
Yeah.
Well, I'm good, Daisy. Did you have anything else you wanted to share to our valued listeners?
Yes, just know that we are proud supporters of MSA, and go to their website, missionmsa.org, and find resources and things there to help out, tips, and also they have purchased living labs to help with speech devices. So you can use living labs for speech devices, for speech. It sounds just like me. I wish we would play on here.
We'll figure out how to get that done. Maybe through your phone or something.
Yeah.
In the next couple of days, we'll figure. I'll do it on my computer. I'll figure out how to share it. We'll get it going. But yeah, I mean, there's a plethora of information out there for those that have MSA, right? And Mission MSA, you know, just doesn't have information and feedback and lists of clinical trials and doctors and articles. They also have, content for um, events in your area, the country, or overseas in Europe and stuff. Clinical trials in Europe and Asia, the United States, but they actually have content. They have events. Whether you're walking 5Ks or
Speaking of them, the events, you just reminded me before I forget. They have their conference coming up this month.
Yeah, is it at the World Congress or something like that? There was a different one. They had MSA Congress.
Mission MSA is their yearly conference. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, their conference, right? Yeah. So the 2025 International MSA Congress, which envelops a whole bunch of things.
Mission MSA is going to be awarding their advocate of the year.
Ooh.
It's coming up this month.
Yeah, who it is?
I don't. I like to.
It should be you, Daisy.
No, it's not me.
Well, any advocate for MSA
Okay.
is a good advocate. Yeah, absolutely. Even if you're skeptical or somewhat negative about things, opinions matter, feedback matters, right? How we interact and deal with MSA, it all matters, whether we're negative or positive. It matters.
Have you heard that new song? Carrie Carpenter and Austin Crawford.
Oh, he made a song on TikTok. I saw.
It's beautiful. Oh, it made me cry.
You cry for about everything, Daisy.
Hey, I've been good. I'm not crying here in months.
Well, let's not exaggerate here. you had a tear here or there.
I used to cry a lot on here. I don't cry. Since we become video, I haven't really cried much. But anyway, is it great? How about you, David?
It's been great. Can't wait till Friday to talk with Dr. Dahl and see what we got.
And just remember, we're